I'm Jerry Warren. I live here in Union City, Indiana, in eastern Randolph County. I operate an 1,800-acre grain farm and a 4,000 head hog finishing operation. My wife teaches here in the county at one of our local school systems, and my sons, ages 10 and 14, attend our local school system here and swim on the swim team. This is a family operation. My two sons, anytime that they don't have to go to school, they're over helping me at the hog barn in the mornings. So I think that work ethic will show up in their schoolwork. It'll show up as they go to college. They'll understand that when they have something to do that they have to get after and get it done. And that playtime comes after work. And that's just very important. I think a lot of kids who grow up don't have responsibilities that they have to perform every day or on a regular basis. And the hog barns or the farm in general is a great opportunity to teach the kids, you know, that they have work to do and how to work without dreading it every day. We chose the site for our barns by looking at the farms that my dad and I both own. And what we were looking for was a place that would affect the neighbors the least, because they are our neighbors and we've been here all our life, and we want to remain friends with them, and we want to continued to be viewed positively by the people that we meet on the road every day. And so we chose a site that was actually on my dad's farm, and then he deeded me the 5 acres for the site. It worked out better that way, and we felt better about it in our hearts that this would be a place that would impact neighbors the least. Every day when we go into the barns, and this is something that my sons help me with, every day when we go into the barns, we get each and every pig up and look at him. Now with 4,000 pigs, we don't spend bunches of time looking at every pig, but every pig gets looked at every day. And every pig has to get up every day to be sure that, you know, maybe he's not injured or something, and if you leave him lay on the floor, you might not pick those things up. So when we go in and walk the barns, we make sure every pig gets up, and we check to make sure that the pigs have got water, we check to make sure the pigs have feed, and we look at the ventilation systems to make sure everything's functioning correctly, because the ventilation system is needed to keep the fresh air coming through the barns and also for cooling the animals. And this machine controls how much air is let into the barn for ventilation. This machine controls our fans, and these two machines talk to each other. And I can dial in what temperature I want each one of the fans on the back wall to start with this machine, and how much minimum ventilation there will be when the temperature is at its minimum. Our pigs are inside the hog barn to protect them from diseases that may come in from outside or carried by birds, all things that we attempt to minimize. We also minimize the number of people that go inside the barns, because we don't want to risk that they've carried something in. Even the clothes we wear into the hog barns are clothes that we do not wear other places. They never leave that facility. Keeping the pigs healthy is very important to us, because that's how we make our living. And even if the pigs were to get something that we're able to treat with a drug, that costs us a great deal of money to treat those pigs with a drug. And it also minimizes the amount of antibiotics that we expose to the pigs by controlling the amount of disease that's tracked into those pigs. Each year before we spread manure, we take a sample out of the pit, and it has to be a representative sample. So we have a special tool that we call a sludge judge that takes a vertical core of the manure. And the manure is then sent into a laboratory that analyzes this manure, and they tell us how much nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is in that manure. The grain is the richest part of the plant in nutrients. And so when we haul 150 bushels per acre off of a field, we remove a lot of nutrients. And we use the manure to replace those nutrients back to the soil rather than purchasing commercial fertilizer. And for many of you, you don't think about it, but you do know that manure is organic fertilizer. You know, if you think about it, farms have done a really good job of staying very true to what they were 50 years ago. While we've had to change as our margins have gotten tighter, we still look much like we used to. Yeah, I've got a lot more pigs, but we're still family members coming in here to take care of these pigs. Yeah, I farm more acres and I have bigger tractors, but we still are raising corn and soybeans, and we still buy seeds from many of the same companies and bank at the same banks that we did many years ago. So I think as a whole, the farms have done a really good job of maintaining their identity and staying much like they were.